Hey everyone, it's officially summer. So Stairway to Heaven is done. It's mixed. I've gone through the whole obsessive phase and, splitting hairs and made my decision. It was 160 tracks and it's mixed and I've let it go, let it go. So now we're just waiting for the proper license and the proper legal stuff so we can make it available on iTunes for all of you. Another thing, I have a gig Thursday, July 17th at the Sandcastle in Plymouth for the Writers' Round. So maybe some of you are wondering, why, Joe Merrick, why Stairway to Heaven? Why that song? Some people put it up there as sort of a lame classic song like Freebird and all that. And my history with Stairway to Heaven is like everyone else's at my age. I liked Stairway to Heaven. I played it in bands. I learned how to play it. I sung it in bands. Nothing very special. I mean, I liked it just like everybody else did. I wasn't obsessed until about 8 years ago. I'm driving through Holbrook, 139, 37, and I'm just deciding to revisit revisit Led Zeppelin 4. And as I'm driving, I'm listening to Stairway to Heaven, and I'm just going through the whole song. And I just started crying. I started hearing things that I'd never heard before. When the drums come in, it's unbelievable when those drums come in. I never really felt the power, and it's almost like a living, breathing animal when that just kills me every time. And the guitar solo, the vulnerability in that guitar solo and the space in between it. I mean, every guitar player, it's a rite of passage. You have to learn that solo. It's sort of cliche, but I heard some things that I'd never heard before. And that feeling followed me for years. I kept listening to it over and over again, hearing other things that I'd never heard. Again, the vulnerability, the emotion, the mistakes, the band playing together as a group of people. The lyrics were, although a bit disjointed, and I've read articles that Robert Plant doesn't really like those lyrics anymore. I don't have a problem with them. I guess it's about some lady who wants to buy her way through life, buy the Stairway to Heaven. But there's other things that suggest something beyond the song, something beyond the idea. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west and my spirit is crying for leaving. That to me is what that song is searching for. It's in between the lines, it's in between the spaces, it's in between the notes. This feeling about this song, I guess maybe it's obsessiveness, and it's beyond music. It's a sort of spiritual thing. This feeling haunted me for years, and so I actually made plans to record this 3 or 4 years ago with a couple of close friends, and we got snowed out, and I just said, forget it, I'm not going to record it. And then after I moved here, I started listening to it again, and it started haunting me. It started calling me. And then finally I thought, well, if I just learn this on piano, see what happens. And then I came up with an arrangement and then put a scratch track down, and then bam, I was going to record it. I think the only way that I could find out personally what it is about that song is to record my own version of it. And I finished it, and what I think what I've found out, I still can't explain, but I think I'm closer. When I sung the vocal track, I did it on a whim. I did it when I was feeling good. It was supposed to be a scratch track, and I just went in there and I felt so good about the way the music was coming out, and I just sang 2 tracks, and that was the scratch track. That's enough for me to put the rest of the tracks on, but the scratch track had some magic in it. It had, I think, what they were going for in the moment. And I think that's what I've found out, that it was just in the moment. They weren't judging anything. And if you think about that song, it's probably the only hit song that doesn't have a chorus, doesn't have a typical verse-chorus form. It has sections that don't really repeat, except like, Ooh, It Makes Me Wonder. Maybe that repeats, but it's not a section. Then they go into this like A section, B section, C section, and then the solo, and then it just goes off on this whole thing, so it's unprecedented. It's a classic hit song that really doesn't have a chorus. Interesting. So that is why I chose that song, because it kept bugging me. It's kind of like in Close Encounters, where that guy keeps making the thing and he keeps seeing the thing. I was being bugged by it. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it. Give me a couple of weeks for it to go through all the legalities and the license to make it available on iTunes, but I hope you had a great 4th, and hope to see you July 17th at the Sandcastle in Plymouth. Awesome. See you later, guys.
All I want in one is all to be a rock and not to roll. She's buying a stairway to heaven.